The 2024 general elections get into motion today as more than 1.6 million voters cast their special ballots ahead of Election Day on Wednesday. So the IEC says it is ready to ensure that that process unfolds smoothly. IEC officials will visit over 600,000 voters at their homes or places of confinement, while the rest will cast their ballots at voting stations where they are registered. Our reporters are in strategic areas across the country. Junior Kumalo is at the Kailami estate and Zola Sholwana is in Kimberley. Ziniko Mhlaba is in Bloemfontein. Nabushle Modise in Durban. Linda Mnisi in Polokwane. So that's the lay of the land this hour. And let's start with Ziniko, who's joining us live from Bloemfontein. Ziniko, good morning. Really enjoying your crossings this morning, sharing with us the profile of all those hopeful and expectant people that are coming to cast their special ballots. You were expecting some centenarians as well today, people over 100, at least two you were sharing earlier this morning who were expected to cast their vote. And then a heartbreaking story of a woman who literally has nothing but is there and prepared to cast a ballot. It is a big moment in the lives of many, many South Africans. Share more stories with us.
Good morning, Iman. Yes, it's been a very interesting morning for us here in the Free State, just meeting the elderly who are saying some will vote, others are saying we will not vote. So we've moved now from the area where we met Gogo, who was inside her shack and who was willing to go in for it. Well, we're in another section now of the very same township, but we're here to meet a gentleman who will be casting his vote. This is the gentleman who is over 107 years, born in 1917. And of course, he was just telling us earlier on that he's looking forward to coming out to vote. What's interesting about him, though, Iman, at his age, he will not be voting at his house. He will be coming to this voting station here in this particular school to come and cast his vote. So it will be interesting then to see whether he's able to really walk all the way from where he stays to this particular voting station. Also speaking to some IEC officials who were telling us about that, because we had come to meet with them so that we can be able to drive with them to meet the gentleman at his home. They said, no, the gentleman will be coming to us, so we'll not be going to him. So that was very, very interesting for us to find out, but also just to gauge his understanding of the different ballots that he needs to take to vote on, whether he is fully informed about that or not. And he's not the only one. The other one is in Buchabelo. That elderly was born in 1914, but Buchabelo is about an hour away from us here in Bloemfontein. So we'll see if we'll make it on time to meet the eldest here in Mangaung, if not in the Free State, in terms of the vote, the special voters and their age group. So it's going to be interesting. Well, the offices have just opened now, so no one has come in yet, and he's still at his own home preparing himself to make his way here. But we understand that IEC officials were here hours earlier just preparing. So as far as the voting center is concerned, they're just anticipating the arrival of the gentleman we've been speaking about throughout the morning, and other special voters will be making their way to this particular station. So we are waiting in anticipation for the gentleman to speak to him, so that we can also reflect on 30 years of democracy in terms of what it means for him and whether he's looking forward to having another opportunity to vote beyond these elections will be unfolding throughout this week.
Ziniko, thanks for that. And that's such an interesting story that hopefully we are going to be able to get live as well. One wonders why he didn't apply to have someone visit him at his home in order to cast his ballot. But thank you very much for that. As things begin to build up then, as the momentum gathers, we'll go back to Ziniko a little bit later on. I want to take you now to the Northern Cape. This is in Kimberley, where our reporter Zola Sholwana is. And Zola, good morning. This is the province with the lowest number of special vote requests made in the province. Just talk to us about what you're seeing. We know that it's 9 o'clock, so hopefully there are lines and queues outside and people who've applied to cast their special ballots lining up already. But what are you noticing where you are?
Well, Iman, what I can tell you is that the numbers are quite low this side so far. You just spoke about queues, and there hasn't been, people queuing outside, but we do have 2 or 3 voters that have just made their way in. IEC officials also are starting to prepare to set up this voting station, as we understand that we are expecting over 13,000 people to make their way to the respective voting stations that have been chosen for special votes. We also do understand that IEC officials will be making their way to respective homes for those that are physically challenged and those that the elderly. Just to make an example, they'll be making their way there so that they're able to cast their votes in the comfort of their own homes. We do understand that out of the 4,000 that will be casting their votes in their own homes, 3 of them are citizens, the oldest citizens of Kimberley, who are over 100 years, and we're looking forward to be with the IEC when they, accompany or rather visit those elderly people so that we see their expressions when they're casting their votes. I'm joined by one of the voters who is first in the line, who is actually here to cast his vote. Sir, thank you very much for your time. I can see that you're eagerly waiting to cast your vote today.
Yes, I am. I'm very eager to cast my vote to help rescue South Africa.
Is this your first time voting?
No, this is not my first time.
So when we came here, we were told that Kimberley, as a diamond city, has lost its shine. What do you think residents are saying that?
Because if you look at the state of the roads and the infrastructure, the water, and obviously the load shedding and everything, it's big impact on Kimberley, and not just Kimberley, the whole of South Africa. That's why I urge people to come out to vote today, tomorrow, and the 29th to help rescue South Africa.
We also understand that unemployment is a big issue in this area, and some of the residents are claiming that you are quite rich in mines, but these mines are not employing your own people.
Yes, look, well, I expect the whole of South Africa has got this problem with unemployment. It's not just Kimberley, and the mines, with a whole lot of foreigners that come in here and illegal, let's say the illegal foreigners that come in here, it's a bad thing for South Africa.
Thank you very much, sir, and all the best for the entire day. Well, Iman, we just spoke to one of the voters who's eagerly waiting to cast his vote, as he is number 1 in the line, saying that he can't wait for that moment, as he claims that he wants to rescue, this diamond city that most residents are saying has lost its shine. Some of them are even saying it has become the stepchild of South Africa, and hopefully after they've casted their votes, a lot of change will be brought here in Kimberley. Back to you in studio.
Zola, Sholwana, thank you very much for that. And we'll keep checking with our reporting team across the country on how things are developing. First in line there, ready to cast their vote, Zola was talking to this morning. So